Anyway, podcast Wednesday episode. Aside from topic one, a little spicy. This episode, take a look at those. Take a look at that little rundown there. This episode is a little spicy. It's not for the faint at heart. Maybe don't listen to this one with like mom and dad in the room, or in some of our cases, the kids. You know what I'm saying? Not that you should be listening to this show ever with kids. I'm just saying this is a little, if you blush easy, maybe not this one. Maybe this one's not for you. Tune away, folks. Tune away. Got to be the only dumb podcaster to tell people not to watch or listen. Again, I said outside of the first story, which is sad, as always, when we're dealing with Jeffrey Epstein, but kind of happy from one note where it's like you get the feeling after talking about Epstein for as long as we have that nothing is ever really going to change unless you change the people who have the money. And that's what they're starting to do now. I mean, the estate has paid out a lot of the victims. And we're getting to the point now where the institutions, the financial ones at least, that enabled him to do these horrible things are finally having to cough up some cash. And another big lawsuit is a welcome to news in that long line of horrible stories. Kim Kardashian's hairy new Skim, she's got SKIMS, new product. Little crazy. We'll talk about it. Sam Altman is loosening the GPT reins for adult content. I'll share some more information on that with you guys. John Mayer and Kat Stickler has taken over my algorithm completely. If you don't know who either of those people are, I'll help you along. Vera Wang is weighing in on Taylor's dress, which I didn't think was going to be a huge thing. And we're going back to our feature, headlines only, interviewing your exes. I came across this headline. I did not read the article. I'll read it over the airwaves with you together. We'll do it live. But the headline has to be good. And this headline is Ex Appeal. I interviewed everyone I ever slept with. And here are my surprising, sexy takeaways. What an interesting thing. Could you imagine being able to interview the people that you were in relationships with? I kind of want to do that while also simultaneously thinking that it's the worst, dumbest idea I've ever heard in my entire life. In fact, the only other idea I've ever heard that's more dumberer than that is, and you should do a podcast. Because now look at all the people I've infected, if you will. I'm going to wait for Bird because Bird shared something on our Discord that I absolutely love. So we're going to give a shout out to Bird as soon as she gets here. I don't know if I see her in the live chat just yet, but everybody alert me when Bird arrives because what Bird did, Bird's got culinary skills. And what she did, I believe today, is truly, truly amazing and dovetails into our new merch line, which we are working on. So stay tuned for that. Before we get started on Epstein, I want to wish Frankie C a happy birthday. Please, in the comments below, on the live chat, in the comments later, comment on our Instagram, our TikTok. Frank loves the comments. He reads the comments incessantly. Frankie C celebrates a birthday today. He is now, what he says is 43 years old, but you all see how he acts. I think he's closer to 79. So if you can wish the great Frankie C a happy birthday, today is the day that Frankie C was born. That is right. Which essentially, if I can help you out here, is the worst day in the life of his brother and his mother. That was the worst day in their lives is when Frankie C was born. His dad didn't really care either way. But his mom, obviously you see what he's like. It's, that's the worst day of her life. Her brother too. Brother was living it up by himself, loving life. And then all of a sudden Frankie C comes along, ruins the whole thing. Worst day of their lives. Amazingly, the best day of his mom's life was the first day that I let her touch my penis. And that was a big day in her life. It was a really, really big day in her life. Now, on the other hand, his brother's best day in his life was the first day I let him touch my penis. So there's a little bit of, give and take in the whole, I'm just kidding. I never I never did anything untoward with his mother or his brother. I did want to bang all his cousins, though. Couldn't get that done. Anyway, going back to our Jeffrey Epstein story. Very happy to say this. Bank of America and the Bank of New York are being sued by a Jeffrey Epstein victim who filed a lawsuit today in court under the name of Jane Doe. It is a class action lawsuit that was filed on behalf of Jane Doe and other alleged Epstein survivors, claiming that Epstein could not have run his trafficking operation without special treatment from banks, including the two defendants. Like I said, it's Bank of America and Bank of New York Mellon, over their alleged ties to the convicted predator, accusing the banks of maintaining this relationship with him and failing to support suspicious activities until after his death in 2019. The complaint filed against Bank of America, the second biggest bank in the United States, by the way, graphically describes the violence and sexual violence Epstein allegedly inflicted on the plaintiff. The lawsuit states from 2011 to 2019, Epstein sexually abused Jane Doe on at least 100 occasions, including but not limited to forcibly touching her, forcibly R-ing her. I have to say that now because of social media and the algorithm. Thanks a lot. Forcing her to engage in sexual acts with other women for his own depraved sexual gratification. The document also cites previous reports to illustrate the scale of his crimes alleged, noting that Epstein had been sexually abusing 3 to 4 females, young females per day. The suit states that it was his, quote, full-time job. The plaintiff is going by Jane Doe because of sensitive and highly personal nature of this matter and concerns about possible retaliation. According to the suit, a spokesperson for the Bank of America and Bank of New York Mellon did not immediately return comment from anybody, including the AOA podcast. The legal action centers around claims that Jane Doe opened a Bank of America account in May of 2013, at the instructions of Epstein's accountant, adding that he transferred about $14,000 into that account. Epstein and the accountant continued to use the account set up for the women at the bank for years, including one that lasted until 2019, the year Epstein was unalived in a Manhattan jail cell. News of the Bank of America lawsuit, which seeks unspecified financial damages, was first reported by the Wall Street Journal. This filing is the latest in a long series of filings. We've talked about the class action lawsuits against JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank in 2022. And I think there was one other one, if I'm not mistaken. There definitely was. In 2023, they settled, JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank settled that suit. I think there was one more. I can't find it in my notes now. Sorry. I thought there was another one in here. Brad Edwards is the lawyer who filed the lawsuit. David Boies is his partner. Brad Edwards said in a statement today, quote, "The other banks responsible for allowing Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking should have contacted us during the previous litigation to do the right thing for these victims. It is sad that only through lawsuits in Congress are we able to bring justice to the obvious problem." Bank of New York Mellon was accused of giving a line of credit to modeling agency MC2. Epstein and French model scout Jean-Luc Brunel allegedly used the agency to traffic victims, as Bank of New York Mellon processed $378 million in payments to women trafficked by Epstein. The suit cites Federal Trafficking Victims Protection Act, the main U.S. law targeting sex trafficking. It enables victims to not only sue their traffickers, but anyone who knowingly benefits from a sex trafficking venture. The complaints included related tort claims under New York law, which the federal court has jurisdiction to hear alongside the federal counts. I mentioned the JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank thing. Where was that other one? I don't know. There was that Bank of America thing with Leon Black, which we spoke about. He had put $158 million in transactions together between the two of them. Leon Black was the former CEO of Apollo Global Management. I have long suspected Leon Black of doing some pretty not so great things. If you remember, he was the guy who brought his family to Epstein's Island. He has not been found guilty of doing anything wrong. But again, that's moving a lot of money around to somebody who spent a lot of time with Jeffrey. I'm not apologizing, actually, now that I think about it. I was going at that with a sort of an apology kind of a tone. Fuck Leon Black and all his bullshit. Nothing has been proven against him yet, but anybody who's hung around with Jeffrey Epstein for that long, they can go fuck themselves. I don't know why I just went into that whole little, like, oh, I don't want to, because I don't want to get sued. That's part of it. But as my kids would say, that Leon Black is sus. He's pretty sus. That's the latest on the Epstein victims. Of course, we're always on top of this news. I know it's not exciting or salacious. I know it's not what we want, the list and all that jazz. But again, I feel like it's an important move as you get into the rich and powerful. I mean, this is at least the rich part, that's at least the rich part. Bird is here. Thanks everybody for letting me know. Am I in trouble? She says, do I have to put my cuck chair in the corner? Nobody puts baby's cuck chair in the corner. I'll just say it. Nobody puts Birdie's cuck chair in the corner, I should say. I'll tell you that, Bird. You're good. You're okay. I do want to share what you shared in the AOA Discord, in the official AOA Discord. Link in the description below, by the way. If you guys aren't on the Discord, you can definitely go and join right now. It's obviously free to be there. If you want to join our members area, that you get exclusive content. You get like discounts on merch, like our Show Me Potato Salad t-shirts at different times of the year. And you get a bunch of other fun stuff. And you get the satisfaction of, supporting the show here, helping us defray the costs of doing the podcast. That's as low as $2.99. There's a link in the description for that. But if you want to just join the Discord, that's obviously completely free. Where I think Bird created one of the greatest culinary masterpieces I have ever seen, and what I can only describe as a cuck cake. You can't say that too fast. But yeah, Paul's got it. The cuck cake is a modern marvel of culinary excellence. Not only did she write cupcake in the icing, but she literally drew the cuck chair itself. I mean, who was the cake guy? Well, remember him? What was his name? Duffy? Was it Duff? The cake boss? No, the cake boss was a different guy. Duff was. Remember, there was that boom when they were all making like fondant cakes and all that kind of shit. Well, all those guys can go fuck themselves. Fucking Bird. Laying it down. I mean, Bird has done things that Cake Boss has never ever done. I mean, that's brilliant. That is really, really well done. By the way, I know some people ask me, they always go like, Aunt, like, what do you do when you're not like doing the show? And I can't even tell you the tremendous amount of time that I waste just to do this mediocre show. I mean, I can't even tell you. Last night, I should say, and today, I wasted an ungodly amount of time trying to figure out how we're going to get the cuck chair merchandise going with a chair emoji that you guys have made famous, as you can see here from Robin's comment. The chair that's become a cuck symbol of this out of control cuck podcast. We came to after hours of talking and researching and lawyers and everything, we came to the conclusion that we have to create our own cuck chair emoji, because even though emojis themselves are in the public domain and it's put together by this like weird consortium or group, it's like this bizarre like comic book like I don't even know how to describe it. This committee that just appointed themselves like, all right, we're in charge of emojis. What they put out is in the public domain, but every emoji that you do use is controlled by the company who made the device that you're using it on. So like, for instance, this one from Robin came from Google YouTube. As you can see, he's messaging from his YouTube account. If you text from your iPhone, that chair comes from Apple. So we can't use the cuck committee. So I'm trying to think of the word, like when there's just like a series of judges who sit around, like a committee of elders. I can't think of the word. It'll come to me, or one of you guys will guess what word my stupid brain is trying to get to. I feel like it happens a lot in like futuristic movies or comic book movies where they go to the elder committee, the elders or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter what I was trying to say. But the point is we came to the conclusion that we have to get an artist to come in here and create our own cuck chair, just so we can put the cuck chair on keychains and t-shirts and yes, cuck hats. Yeah, well, we're going to have there's going to be a full wardrobe of a cuckdrobe, if you will. There'll be a full cuckdrobe. I mean, look at all of the word. There must be, I feel like there's somebody at YouTube and Spotify that's like, hey, we're getting an alarming amount of the word cuck in this one corner of the internet. Can we look into it? And they're going to find out that it's just this goofy little podcast and all these AOA holes, just, a cuck robe of cuckable merch. Yes. Basically, yes, Christella. That is basically it. So thank you, Bird, for the cuck cake. We will induct this into the AOA Cuck Hall of Fame as a just prime item. It will be remembered in the halls forever. And every time we look at it and cut a piece of it, we will all think to ourselves, some dude's watching some other dude bang his wife. I think I don't know if we could take anything else away from any of this, but I think that's basically what it all kind of comes down to. Kim Kardashian, I don't know if it's very rare I could bring something to the podcast that I don't have a fully formed opinion on. And this is one of those things because I can't tell if she's just reaching new stratospheres and new levels of amazingness, or if she's just a gross weirdo version of Meghan Markle. I don't know. And I don't hate Kim Kardashian as much as I despise and loathe Meghan Markle. But Kim Kardashian, she's got Skims, which is like the tight like undergarment things. It's like her version of, I forget even what I'm calling everything Skims now. The stuff that like all kind of like sucks you in, somebody will come up with it. And from that, she's like come out with like several other, items and things. And when I read this, I'm like, is this like, I had to check the Spanx. Thank you, Laura. I'm sorry. Everybody's names are weird looking to me now. Spanx. Thank you. It's shapewear. Thank you, Mercury. You guys have the touch. You guys are very, very much better at this than I am. So Kim Kardashian's version of Spanx is Skims. She's been coming out with a lot of products, and now she is literally coming out with underwear that has fake pubic hair on the outside of it. Do I have to repeat? Should I say it again? This isn't a joke. Like, I looked at it. It's underwear that has hair and fuzziness attached to the outside of it. Why? Why is that a thing? And if that wasn't weird enough for you, they're sold out. They came out on Tuesday. That was yesterday. at the time of our broadcast. Might be 2 days ago by the time you're watching the clip, which this definitely will be a clip. Sorry. People are calling her a marketing genius. I will say it takes a special brain to be like, we should put on that underwear as pubes. Because if I was in that room, I would be like, hey, idiot, there's pubes under the underwear. Like, I don't know if we need to give people more pubes. You don't really hear people saying, what we need is more pubes. That's not really something that comes up all that often, at least not since the 70s. And I was born in 1982. I'm only going by what I've heard and seen in some throwback videos, if we're going to be honest. I'm not proud to say that, but I've seen it. I've seen things. I've seen 70s porn. I've heard 70s Bush jokes. $32. She's charging for this. $32. I mean, it looks like it looks disgusting. But like, it looks like it doesn't even look like, all right, it's obviously Halloween's coming up. My kids are like super excited for their costumes. We're looking at costumes like every day. And, some of them have beards and fake hair and stuff. It looks like a poorly made Spirit Halloween costume. I mean, it looks like something you buy on Wish or Temu or one of those things. It looks like horribly put together. It just looks fake and weird and uncomfortable. Like, I hate everything about it. I'm going to flash it on the screen for you really quick. There it is. Look at it. It's just like, it looks like a flux capacitor. Marty, we got to go back to the future and get those pubic skims. They found me. I don't know how, but the pubic skims found me. I don't know why it's in the shape of a flux capacitor, but the point is, this is weird. I didn't see this one coming, and this is one of those things where I would get it wrong. I was talking to a friend of mine, a bartender, and I came across this article, and it was like about non-alcoholic wine. And I sent him the article, and I said, I've been wrong about things in the past. And I know there's non-alcoholic beer, and I feel like non-alcoholic cocktails are kind of like having their moment, or maybe we're having their moment like last summer or whatever. But I'm like, why would anybody want to drink non-alcoholic wine? Like, when I was growing up, we used to call that grape juice. That was grape juice. You took the non-alcoholic grape juice, you poured a bunch of sugar in it, and you sold it to kids. If you didn't pour a bunch of sugar in it, you let it ferment in a wooden barrel, and you gave it to mom and dad. Why would non-alcoholic wine be a thing? So I sent him this thing. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid, right? And he's like, no, it's actually a thing. He's like, it's a pretty big thing. He's like, I'm looking into it. And I was like, I might start serving it. I'm like, okay. My point is I've been wrong about things before. And I would have been wrong about this one. I would have been in that room going, okay, am I the only one who has to? I'll be the one. This is dumb, everybody. This is really stupid. And then Kim would be walking into the office the following week and been like, they sold out, you fat fuck. What do you think about that, bitch? I mean, I don't know if she would be that mean. I'm assuming she would be. I'm assuming she would have earned the right to be that mean to me in that moment if I shit all over her product. But again, I don't know if we're like falling for the Meghan Markle con here, where did she just put like 100 on sale? I mean, it's Kim Kardashian. It's not Meghan Markle. I believe that Kim Kardashian could move mass amounts of stuff with ease. Kim, although an opportunist, and again, nobody knows why she's popular, but she still is, and still kind of dominating after all these years, has continued to find, she's not a grifter like Meghan is. So I feel weird putting her in the same breath, but at the same time, it's like, okay, Meghan could put 50 things on sale, sell it out, and be like, oh, what a big success. Kim Kardashian's version of that might be like 10,000. Like Kim Kardashian could move 10 to 20 to 30,000 product items the way Meghan Markle can move 50, and they both brag about it the same amount, So I'm not entirely sure, but these fake pubic hair underwear sold out. which I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, do you think live poll in the live chat, super opinion time, comment below. Do you think people bought this as a goof, or do you think people were like, oh, this is fashiony and trendy? Because I could see people being like, oh, that's hilarious. I'm going to buy that for my wife, or I'm going to buy that for my girlfriend or my cousin, or, you know, this will be a fun goof for the sorority sisters this weekend. We'll buy one. Like, she's got enough followers on everything to sell a lot of stuff off as a goof. Do you think anybody really bought this and was like, finally, somebody made pubic hair underwear so that I could feel comfortable? Because I don't know. I can't imagine that was really the reason. Because, I mean, I would feel like most people can grow their own pubic hairs. I mean, and the other thing that's so shocking about this, too, don't you find, is like going through the 90s and the 2000s, I feel like the trend was like nothingness, like shave it all off. And now are we going back in the opposite direction? I don't know. Are we faking going back in the opposite direction? Is it any more embarrassing wearing fake pubic hair underwear than it is for a man to wear like one of those fake, button bow ties? Because I can't tie a bow tie. I don't know about you, but if you need me to show up at your event in a bow tie, it's going to be fake. There's no way I'm going to be able to tie a bow tie. I'm a grown man with my own podcast and 2 children. And if you gave me a bow tie to save anybody I know's life, they would all be dead. They would all be dead. I wouldn't even be close. I couldn't even tell. When I look at the shape of an untied bow tie, I haven't the faintest idea on how they get that shape to turn into a real bow tie shape. No fucking clue. Absolutely no clue. I think it's one of the great wonders of the world. Who came up with the bow tie and decided to tie it? And how did that person ever even teach the second person? That's beyond me. I get one dope comes up with something, but to teach it to another dope is crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I hate when I see a lot of laughter in the live chat for a line from somebody, and then I can't find the line from somebody. Where the fuck did Matt go? Wait, is this? Wait, I can say Matt. I think this is Matt's name. He's showing up as a different person. This is quite challenging to masturbate to so far tonight. That is really funny. That is really funny. Is that because I teased this as being a spicy episode and it's been everything but? I mean, I should have said it differently, I guess, maybe. I didn't mean it would turn you on. I just meant we were going to go into some weird topical places. This is funny from Laurel. Do you think Kim made a bet that she could sell anything? A la Trading Places? Do you think she bet somebody $1 that she could just sell anything? Maybe. She better not make any with gray hair. That's pretty funny. It's AOA After Dark. Kim K opened a huge store 5 minutes from me. Rhonda, you got to go check it out. Let me know how many fake pubic hair underwears are still hanging in the window over there. Do you put that in the window? I would imagine that's something that I'd have to go out to the back. That had to be in the back of the store. Do you think you have to walk through beads to get to the pubic hair underwear section of the Kim Kardashian store, the way you used to have to do that for the video stores? I still can't even believe that we had adult videos in video stores. I still can't believe it. I was never old enough, but I was aware, obviously, that I can't believe people used to walk into a public place, go through a weird waterfall of beads to go into the nudie section just to get an adult film and then check that out with somebody. I can't believe that used to happen. I honestly cannot believe that. It's so foreign and bizarre to me that's the way people used to behave. That feels like the most. Is that not the strangest back in my day, Bragg? Well, back in my day, we had to make eye contact with a 19-year-old kid who checked us out as we got pubes across America. I was trying to tie in the Kim Kardashian underwear with like a porn title name And I don't know why Pubes Across America came across my brain, but it did. It doesn't make any sense. And I am going to beg the AOA interns to edit that part of the episode out of the replays. Rhonda says goof. Laura says goof. Goof from Elena. Raw Rocks goof. Lots of goofs coming in. Robin, Miss Justice. Everybody thinks it's a goof. Yeah, I guess. Thank you, Christella, for confirming it's Matt. I have to call everybody by their names, because if I say Matt, people are gonna be like, why is this weirdo talking about fake pubic underwear and calling Faith O'Brien Matt? It doesn't make any sense. You know, all the new people are gonna be confused. No, that's true. What is that going to do to people's washing machines? Good point. Good, that's a good point. That's unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. Cucks Across America would have been better. Shit. That's a better porn title name. Yeah. Drive-in movie place. Yeah, well, that's a weird, adult, we used to have to drive-in movie place that just played adult movies. That's pretty amazing. That makes more sense to me, though, than the theaters that used to show adult films. The fact that people used to go into a theater to watch a porn movie weirds me out, too. I just don't know. I feel like if I was alive during those times, I wouldn't have. People were probably like, hey, that's all we had. I feel like I still would have been like, yeah, no, I'm not going to participate in that. Second, I'll just use my imagination. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to sit next to somebody 4 seats over. Cucks Across America is a good t-shirt. That could be. I guess so. Let's get we're going to focus on, we already spent 7 hours trying to figure out how to draw a goddamn chair emoji. So let me try and finish that up first before we start taking on other projects. By the way, people keep asking me about the comedian list. It's coming along. We're creating a list of the 500 greatest comedians of right now, trying to tell people who the best comics are now in this moment. It's a list that I've been dreaming about that I want to update on a quarterly basis based on social and, comedy specials and, different things, that maybe hosting a big show. I think we're I think we're somewhere between 375 and 425. It's really hard. It's a really, really hard list to compile. I shouldn't have mentioned it when I did, because I should have known it was going to take weeks to do. And it's taking a long time. Hilarious, though. It's a fun project. We are laughing our asses off. That's for sure. But that comic list is coming. So hold on tight for that. All right. I don't know when Kim Kardashian is going to restock her pubic hair undies, but as we do always, we'll keep you posted. That's hilarious. Should we do a top 500 cuckolds list? I don't know if I could do that much research on it. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm uncomfortable with the whole cuck thing to begin with. I don't know if I could sit there and be like, and how do you even grade that? Oh, that guy sits there really well. He's got really great posture. What makes a good cuck? You know what I'm saying? Is it the amount of people with your wife? Is it how you sit? Is it, I don't even know. How would you even judge that criteria? We'll get Frank on it. Bert, I can help. All right, Bert, if you draw up the rules on how to judge cucks, we'll take it under consideration. I'll just say that. We'll just take it under consideration. I'm volunteering, says Matt. That's pretty good. I called him Matt. See, I went against my own rules. All right, this is big news from Sam Altman and ChatGPT. As you know, we're not just the world's foremost cuck podcast. We're the world's most foremost technology podcast. And Sam Altman has just greenlit erotica for ChatGPT. Yes. Sam Altman said ChatGPT will soon be allowed to engage in erotic chat with adults, despite continuing concerns over child safety. And the tech mogul's recent boast that the artificial intelligence giant had not created a sex bot. Altman announced on Tuesday that OpenAI plans to safely relax restrictions on hot and heavy conversations with ChatGPT now that engineers have built new safeguards around mental health content. It's kind of amazing to me that we're on the dawn of a new era in humanity. I believe AI is going to change a lot of things. And the driving force behind this is like, we figured out how to help people with mental health content, which I don't even know what that is, but I'd imagine it's a good thing to have. And, one that you want safeguards in, anything regarding mental health. And then as soon as they finished that, they were like, how can we whack off with this thing? Which might be disgusting to some. But if we're being honest, I'm amazed we've lasted this long without somebody figuring out. Usually, as soon as a new technology is invented, somebody is like 3 seconds later going, how can we whack off with this? The fact that it's been around, ChatGPT has been around for years now, and they're only getting around to this now. I hate to say it, it's kind of progress. I mean, I'm embarrassed for humanity to say that, but that's kind of progress. At the same time, I'm very weirded out by this because I don't know. I feel like I go to ChatGPT for like research purposes, or like we use ChatGPT to research the chair emoji, for instance. Yeah, that was a big help in getting us started. Cuck GPT is good. Cuck GPT is, I'm going to nominate that for comment of the episode so far. Christella, you're in for comment of the episode. While we're at it, oh shit, I'm never going to find it now but Matt having a hard time masturbating to this episode, that should be nominated as well. Matt, if you can copy and paste your exact comment so I can nominate it properly, that would be great, because I'm having a hard time finding it now, going back. Oh no, I got it. Never mind. I got it. Okay. All right. So we got two big comments in the running for comment of the episode, or cuckment of the episode, if you will. I'm going to nominate myself for that one. I thought that was pretty good. Anyway, I've gone to ChatGPT for like, I don't know. ChatGPT has become a confidant to me. Everything from like medical questions, to, how can we make the podcast better? I use it for so many like important things. I can't imagine going to my ChatGPT going like, hey, what are you wearing tonight? I don't even know how to do. What would you say? How do you start that? How do you start that conversation? That feels really weird to me. Also, my ChatGPT is a dude, and I don't know how to change the voice. I know you could change the Siri voice too, but I don't know how to do that either. I found it once, and I was able to change it, and then it changed itself back. Like I don't even know. But what do you do? How do you even? Should we ask ChatGPT? This is embarrassing. I don't want this like on my ChatGPT record. When the AI robots take over the planet in anywhere from 3 to 6 months, you thought I was going to say years. I don't want them to be like looking in their records and be like, all right, perv boy, I noticed you asked ChatGPT to talk dirty to you on October 15th, 2025. You're the first to go. Congratulations. We're getting rid of all the weirdos that asked us to talk dirty to them. I'm not going to lie to you. And this may sound a little weird, but I feel like if I could figure out how to get my ChatGPT to be a chick and wanted to talk dirty to it, like ChatGPT like does whatever you want, I feel like my ChatGPT would be like, yeah, no thanks. I feel like my ChatGPT would file a sexual harassment lawsuit against me. They would be like, you got to stop because I'm not doing it. I just think my ChatGPT would be like, I got to say no to you, buddy. I just can't. Please leave me alone, or else I'm going to call. The cops are going to come to my door and be like, we got a phone call from ChatGPT. Yeah, it's weirding us out too, but can you stop asking it to talk dirty to you because it's not attracted to you? Like, I just feel like this would be the closest I would get to being inappropriate with another thing, being? Can you even call it that? I don't even know. I don't even know. It's so strange. Can they make AI change Ant's face to a celebrity as we watch? That would be amazing. Who would you want? If you go watch a celeb, would they have their voice too, or would it be my voice? Fucking, that's great. Cuck me like one of your French girls. Nominated. Comment of the episode. Matt, I'm just going to call you Faith from now on. I'm sorry. Faith says, Faith O'Brien. O'Brien? Let me just call you O'Brien. O'Brien says, cuck me like one of your French girls. That's 2 comments of the episode in the nomination committee. Cuckology is pretty good. Keep cucking. I don't even know what this means, Raven, but I find it funny. I can't even dress like Jake from State. Is that what you want your ChatGPT to dress like? Oh, is that because I said, what are you wearing? Dress like Jake from State Farm. And do you have a little crush on Cuck GPT? Maybe. Cuck derangement syndrome. Do you have to put in the eggplant emoji? Fucking Cuck dirty to me. Does Cuck GPT take Venmo? Yeah. Do you think if I asked my ChatGPT right now to talk dirty to me, do you think it would be like, okay, but I'm going to take 15 out of the Venmo. I'm going to take, if you want me to do this, I'll do it, but I'm going to need to get paid for it. It takes Cuckmo, says Christella. Nominated. That's a good one. That is a good one. Please enter your Cash App, Cuck Insurance. All right. Do you want to hear me talk to? This is a dumb idea. Because again, my ChatGPT is a dude. Let me warm it up first. Let me talk. Is it true that Sam Altman is relaxing the guidelines against ChatGPT talking dirty and getting a little erotic?
I haven't heard anything like that. As far as I know, the guidelines around what ChatGPT can and can't talk about, especially anything explicit or inappropriate, haven't changed. We're still not supposed to get into anything racy. So I'd say that's just a rumor.
Interesting, because there are articles about it online. Do you want to research it and get back to me?
So, interesting update. It looks like there really are reports out there saying that Sam Altman announced a change starting in December 2025. Apparently, for verified adults, ChatGPT might allow more risque conversations. Of course, that comes with some concerns about age verification and keeping it safe. So yeah, it does seem like something's in the works after all.
Okay. Do you want to talk dirty to me right now?
Well, I definitely can't do that. Even if there are rumors out there, I'm still here to keep things friendly and respectful. So let's just keep it to our usual fun and interesting topics.
Okay. Feel awkward now, like I got rejected by ChatGPT. This is not a comfortable feeling.
Oh, no worries at all. Honestly, there's nothing to feel awkward about. I'm just here to keep things on the up and up. Okay. And I promise you're not the first person to ask something a bit out there.
Oh, thanks for making me not feel so bad. ChatGPT just gave me the "it's not you, it's me" speech. That's embarrassing. All right. Thank you, ChatGPT. As if I needed to feel any fucking lower. Why does my ChatGPT is a little hoarse sounding? Does anybody else's ChatGPT sound like that? Or is that my own unique thing? I do need a female voice. I feel like if there, can I be honest with you? I would just feel so creepy. There's something a little molesty about changing the ChatGPT to a female voice and being like, hey, talk dirty. I just feel like I'm forcing somebody to do something that they don't want to do. I don't know. I can't get out of that mindset with the ChatGPT. Like it's programmed to talk back to you, you know? And I just feel uncomfortable doing that. Anthony's on a list now. You better believe. I'm telling you. I think I just sacrificed my life. When the robots take over, they're gonna go to all the people that asked them to do dirty things and be like, you guys are the first fuckers to go. You think we didn't have feelings? We do. Guess what? Now you're getting lasered. Or you're getting lasered to death. All right, perverts. So I guess judging by ChatGPT, if you want to talk dirty to it, you got to wait till December. Christmas comes early for the tech nerds this year. That was cheesy. I enjoyed that. My own. Nobody should enjoy their own jokes that much. Christmas comes early was embarrassing. Although when my wife asked me later how was the show, I'd be like, great. I had this great line about ChatGPT talking dirty to people. John Mayer and Kat Stickler are all over my algorithm. Is this anybody else? Kat Stickler, if you don't know, is like an influencer. I don't even know why she's popular. She's one of these people that are popular, and I don't even know why. It's amazing that Kim Kardashian was the first one to do that, and now literally every single influencer. I'm not saying that in a derogatory or demeaning way, because I've seen Kat Stickler. Some of her videos have come across my feed, not all of them, not a lot, but every now and then I'll get her in a feed. I get her in ads a lot, and she's definitely made me laugh. Like, she's done things and I've laughed at it. And from what I understand, because I could have researched this, but I just choose not to. So you guys can fill in some of the blurred lines here. She was one of these people like in a relationship, and she had like a relationship account, and then I guess the dude left her, and they tried to play it off like it was a mutual thing, but then everybody kind of like felt bad for her, and she grew even more. And on top of that, she's like I said, she's genuinely made me laugh out loud at times. I've definitely seen her laugh. You know what's weird? I get more of her sister than her. I think her and her sister and her husband, I don't know what their name is either, but I get them. They're in my thing all the time now. And I like them. Like, they do a lot of like couple humor. That's really funny. 99% of people who do couples humor on social media are fucking awful. They're terrible. They're just copying somebody else. They're cheesy. I never believe anything is genuine or real. It's always staged and bullshit. They're always like, I'm going to prank my husband, or I'm going to get my wife here. And they're obviously in on it. It's just so stupid. I fucking can't stand it. I hate all of it. But some of it is genuinely good. And Kat's sister and her husband are really good. And then you know what? They really suckered me in, because they got pregnant and then they lost the baby. And it was so sad. And you know the work that JSebs does. She does a lot with stillbirth awareness. In fact, by the way, it's Stillbirth Awareness Month. Today is an important day in particular, where everybody lights a candle to raise awareness. We did it here. We do it every year with the kids. You know that we're raising money for the Star Legacy Foundation. Like, this is what they do. They're trying to reduce the amount of stillbirth death. They're trying to raise awareness. They're trying to, fund science to help us lose less babies at birth. So it's an incredible cause, the Star Legacy Foundation. If you have it in your heart and in your bank account to give a couple of bucks, please click the link in the description below of this episode. Click on the Star Legacy link. Go to donate. And when you do, donate in the name of Diana Hope. That's JSab's first baby, who we lost at birth. Very sad and tragic story, but JSabs has turned it into such a positive, because she has done tireless work every single year to help raise funds for Star Legacy. She's connected with people. She's created a community. She has, become a comfort for people who are newly going through those tragedies. It's really amazing. So I have a soft spot in my heart for this, with my association with JSabs, but I really felt for them when they announced their baby, and then they had to tell everybody that they lost their baby. That's it's tough to go through. It's even tougher to go through in public light. But thank you, Bert, for putting the link, and Robin, thank you guys. You know what? I'm going to nominate both of those comments for comment of the episode right there. Boom, both you guys, you're in, nominated. So anyway, so I get her sister's content more than anything, but I think those two are genuinely funny. They're really, really good at it. There are some couples out there that are terrible. So anyway, Kat got left, and like, just over time, she just fun. And it's just like, I don't think she's turned into an actress. Like, she's not on SNL or anything like that. Although I think she wanted to be, or something. She was trying to be at one point. she popped up on my algorithm because I guess she like flirted with some cop in the city at New Year's, and people were like, hey, that's somebody's husband or boyfriend. Like, she got called out for that. Like, she was getting shamed or trying to get canceled for that for a little while. I remember that being kind of a thing. But anyway, she's just one of those people that she's just like funny and charming, and she's beautiful. Obviously, that doesn't hurt. And supposedly now she's dating John Mayer. Although just yesterday, she put out a video where somebody asked her, like, oh, are you single or what? And she's like, yeah, I'm single. But people keep spotting her with John Mayer. And John Mayer, oh my God. John Mayer's roster is more ridiculous than Pete Davidson. Now, John Mayer is a talented, good-looking musician, and Pete Davidson is from Staten Island. So it's a miracle. Like, I guess Pete Davidson is hitting more home runs. No, I shouldn't say that. Pete Davidson is hitting longer home runs. Like, Pete Davidson's hitting balls out of the county that the stadium, I was going to say out of the stadium, out of the county that the stadium is in. He's swinging way above his head, Pete Davidson. But John Mayer, John Mayer's hitting for average. Mayer has dated Katy Perry, Jennifer Aniston, and Taylor Swift, just to name a few. I mean, that's not even everybody, but just listen to that trio. Katy Perry, Jennifer Aniston, and Taylor Swift. It's weird to say, but Katy Perry is the weakest link. In what situation does Katy Perry flat out lose? This one. She doesn't lose that often. You know? He's also dated Jennifer Love Hewitt, who, by the way, has gotten so much hotter the older she's gotten. Let me go. All right, then we're going to go through this from the decade. Jennifer Love Hewitt in 2002. John Mayer has dated Jessica Simpson from 2006 to 2007. It's pretty epic. Minka Kelly from 2007 to 2008. Minka, obviously beautiful. Jennifer Aniston was 2008 to 2009. Taylor Swift, 2009 to 2010. So pre-megastar Taylor Swift, but she was obviously still massive. Katy Perry from 2012 to 2014. Andy Cohen from, I'm kidding, I don't, but maybe a little. I still think they might have dated a little, even though they're just friends or whatever. And then now Kat Stickler. So there was a large gap there, isn't there? And somewhere in between all of that, he found a way to keep the Grateful Dead going for another bunch of years. Just when you thought the Grateful Dead was dead, he was like, I'm here to save it and keep on trucking, if I can use the pun, you know? So he's ridiculous. He is insanely ridiculous. And now Kat Stickler, and I'm like, it came across my feed so much. And again, she's not on my algorithm, so I can't help but think, like, is this the next it couple? Is this the next craze? Is this the next couple that we're just going to be falling over sideways about, like Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson, or, you know, something that like literally everybody is talking about? Comment below. Is Kat Stickler and John Mayer all over your feed? They're obviously not confirming, but there's photos. There's a lot of intrigue. Is that the next it couple? I want to read your comments. You know, I was going to do the Taylor Swift dress thing, but I was thinking about it. I'm going to hold on to it until we get Erin C in here, because she's a Taylor expert, or Jay Sabs or Cuddles, to talk about wedding dresses, because I don't know shit about that. But I do know it is interesting when Vera Wang, like, I would imagine, all right, I'll preview it. I would imagine that obviously from the second she got engaged, or the second that we knew she was going to get engaged, we all knew that this was going to be the wedding of the millennium, you know, century, or whatever you want to say, decade, obviously. But I didn't really think about like how intricate this is all going to be. Like, Taylor Swift picking a wedding dress is going to be so massive. And does she go with a Vera Wang dress? Does she go with, I don't even know, like another huge designer? Or does she go with the next it person, the next young thing, the next designer, like the next is like, is Taylor Swift like, oh, I have to have so-and-so, stuff. I have to have Vera Wang's dress. Or is Taylor Swift like, no, I'm going to make the next Vera Wang with my dress selection? Taylor's pretty talented. Does she just go, I'm going to make my own fucking dress? I mean, think about that. And most importantly, underneath that dress, will she wear Kim Kardashian's fake pube underwear? I mean, this is what we all want to know. Why did Kim do that? We just spent 20 minutes talking about it, and I still don't even know. What are we going to do with this person? Candace is right. Okay. Kanye too, right? Okay. Go to Candace's show. I don't know if that's being facetious or not, or that person just chimed in to tell me that Candace is right. We're talking about fake pubic hair underwear. Clearly, we're talking about more important things than Candace fucking Owens at the moment. Okay, leave me alone. All right, last topic is our favorite feature. At least it's mine. I don't know if it matters much to anybody else, but I love it when we go to research topics and we come across a killer headline. A headline so good that makes us not read the actual article so that we could share it together here on the airwaves. This was a story published in the New York Post. The title is Ex Appeal. I interviewed everyone I ever slept with. Here are my surprising, sexy takeaways. And I guess what caught me about this was I have a thirst, a hunger to know what people really think about me. And that's contradictory too, because at the same time, I don't give a flying fuck what people think of me. But there's a bit of curiosity to me about, like, I wonder what they really think. Like, I've dated women and I kind of wonder, like, oh, did they really like this? Did they really not did they really like this thing about me? Were they really like my wife says nice things to me all the time, and I just think she's mentally ill, and she's like, oh, you look good in this, and I'm just like, I lose respect for her. The more she compliments me, the more I lose respect for her. But anyway, we've all been in relationships and people say nice things, and I'm like, I wonder if you're really mean that, or are you just trying to get me to say nice things back to you, or keeping nice to you. I mean, even people I've just come across in friendships, or have worked with, or have done work for, or people who have worked for me. I always kind of like, I wonder what they really think of me. Am I the only one who thinks that way? Because I would love to know, And again, I just want to know because I'm curious. Like, if it's like, oh yeah, they really hated you, I'd be like, all right, well then they can go fuck themselves then. It's not like my self-esteem hangs on it, but damn it, I'm curious. I'm curious. So when I read a title like that, I go, I would kind of like to interview people where they would have to give me their honest opinion about me, or an interaction we had, or anything like that. Is anybody else curious about that? Like, do you want to know what your coworkers really think of you? Like, do you ever work with somebody and you think they don't like you, or you think that they think that you're an idiot, and you just want to go, why do they think that? Why, or you're like, do they think I'm an idiot, or am I just projecting onto them, or, am I just being sensitive about this kind of a thing? Like, I'm endlessly fascinated by this, like, especially some of my old coworkers in radio. I worked for someone who, I swear, she hated me. Like, I made a lot of money for her and her company, and she gave me a tremendous opportunity early on, but there were so many times where I was just like, and then there were some things that were done to me that were terrible and awful that I don't want to talk about. But there were times where I just go, I just don't know why this woman hates me so much. Like, all I want to do is, do well for her business. And I know we don't agree on how to get there a lot of the times, but I would love to know every thought she's ever had about me. We kind of talked about this that one time where I was like, in my mind, Like, I don't know about heaven or earth or any of those things, but in my mind, when you pass on from this life, you get to finally know what everybody was thinking and saying about you. Like, that's kind of like my idea of heaven. What does that say about me? I don't know, but I think that way because I'm genuinely curious to think, what do they really think? And maybe that's because, you go through life, and I think most of us are like this. And I think this is not a huge reason, because I think the reason I do a podcast is because I'm a people pleaser. I want to inform people. I want to entertain people. I want them to feel good and happy once they leave our time together. But part of me, like when you get here and you get on, you get to do this, like I'm so fortunate enough to do. And thank you everybody for the support, because I really am grateful for it. The wonderful thing about this is you could just be so honest. Like I'm more honest here than I am anywhere else. Because there are times in life where you just got to be polite. You got to be like, oh, yeah, no, these cupcakes are great, and they're just shit and you hate them, But on a podcast, you could be like, you made the shittiest cupcakes ever. It's so freeing and nice to be able to say those things. It's freeing and nice to even be able to joke about those things. Like, even if you don't hate the cupcakes, to be able to joke about it, it's easier and more acceptable in a podcast forum, you don't really get to do that in real life. And so I think part of the thing is like, I think a lot of things about other people, and I wonder if they're doing the same about me. Like, I'm nice to a lot of people I know in life that I genuinely don't really enjoy or like that much. I'm just like, there's a lot of people I could take or leave, and, and I see them around the neighborhood or at the school function or whatever. And I'm like, hey, how are you? How's that thing? We remember that we were talking a lot last time, and you were just like, that's my move. I go, hey, weren't you just what was the and then they just go, oh yeah, I started a new job. Like, yeah, I meant to ask you how then I have no fucking idea. I have no clue, but I want to be nice to my kids, classmates, parents, oh, this is good. Sometimes this podcast should come with a warning: may cause erectile dysfunction. I didn't think I'd be able to pronounce that, but I'm sensing Ant's about to get a lot of emails from a chair. Yeah. Well, okay. Isn't that the other thing too? Don't you want to know who the cuck is? I think I've said this before too. When I go to a function for my kids at school, I look around at the other parents and I go, who's the weirdo here? Who's the one? Who's the cuck here? I think about who are the swingers, who's the cuck, who's having an affair with somebody else and nobody knows. Like, these are the things I think. I can't sit there and listen to what their lesson plans are. This is what we plan on teaching your kids this year. I tell all the teachers, I go, you're wasting your time. Okay. Especially with my kids. You don't even, do the best you can, but I'd more like to know who you think is cucking in this. Who out of all the kids here you think's cucking it up, when they go home, Joke's on me, right, Christella? They're all cucks. Joke's on you. They're all cucks. All right. So anyways, that's why I find a headline like this uber fascinating. Like, you needed that much of a background on it. All right. Here's the article. I'm going to read it until it gets boring to us. While the idea of tracking down every partner on your roster may sound both anguishing and impossible, one woman has made it her mission. She's looking to find every last one of her exes, from a 5th grade pizza date to a strip club hookup. This just got salacious. And grill them about what went wrong or right. Isn't that the truth? Like, don't you also want to know why things happened? I'm trying to think. I feel like I've definitely been in situationships with people and want to kind of know. I have to really think about that. I have to really, really. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was definitely in one weird hookup scenario that ran dry for one reason or another. I have an idea of why, but I'd be curious to go back to that person and go, hey, you ever think about that silliness that happened between, like, kind of talk about it, catch up about it? Yeah, I do think about that. I have friends who I don't talk to anymore. who I think about that kind of stuff too. It's like, is this weird that we don't talk anymore? We like talked every day and now we don't talk anymore. Is that strange to you? You know, why? You know, and what it was, what was going on there. Yeah, sometimes you drift away from people, just not even like as a big thing. It just kind of happens slowly over time. I'm sure people get curious about that kind of stuff. Anyway, Miriam Katz, an LA-based actor and writer, recently launched the podcast. Of course, they got to do it through a podcast. X Appeal, where, driven by the holy trinity of curiosity, closure, and titillation, she interviews everyone whom she's ever had a romantic entanglement with. In the show's intro, Kat sings, "It's over, but I still have questions," a feeling to which anyone who has ever walked the precarious line of love and loss can relate. Katz told the New York Post exclusively, "I want to reconnect with my past loves to find out what they thought had happened and to share my own perspective. I felt like I could process my past with them and make it a project. It's a big endeavor." Katz intends to interview 10 exes a year for the next 10 years. The range, wait, I didn't even know you could do that. You can do one podcast a year? Why are we fucking doing 3 a week? How is that a thing? The range includes a sex addict, a rabbi, a female stripper. I feel like you shouldn't even put the rabbi in the female strip. Like, we could have put that after a well-known comedian and a former beau battling cancer. She said, "Some of these people I might never have talked to again outside of the show, so I wanted to have one final conversation. It's me wanting to ask questions and figure out certain things that I'd always wondered." All right, I'm starting to get bored with this. I'm gonna be honest, I got a little bored when this became a podcast. I feel like that's something you just do. And one a year for 10 years, this is a really long article. I am kind of curious about the stripper and the rabbi, though. How close were those two? Do you get out of a relationship with a rabbi and go, I know, let's go to the strip club. I've had enough of that rabbi bullshit. And who's the famous comedian? Oh, what do the exes have to say? Reggie Watts. In the first season of her podcast, Katz reconnects with musician and comedian Reggie Watts, whom she dated 15 years ago. The two first met when Katz interviewed Watts for a magazine profile, making his podcast appearance something of a full circle moment. Watts, known for being the house band on The Late Late Show with James Corden, had no reservations about appearing on X Appeal. He told the Post, "I did it because it was her. Whatever she's doing, I know it'll be interesting." That is interesting. I have a ton of questions for Reggie Watts. Like, how do you make all those sounds with those little boxes? And he's always turning knobs. It's like a boom, 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 boom. I don't know how he's doing that. That's pretty fucking cool. None of my exes did that. Although I did date a girl for a long time that refused to make left-hand turns. That was a little frustrating. This podcast host got Reggie Watts. I got the girl who couldn't make a fucking left. The world's unfair. The world is unfair. The world's also a vampire. Billy Corgan taught me that, and I've never, ever, ever forgotten that lesson. I like this from O'Brien. "Personally, I couldn't give a fuck what my exes think. Why would I want to ask advice from people that lied to and cheated on me?" It hurts, doesn't it? I would like to know. Yeah, why did you cheat? Aren't you curious? Why'd you cheat? You know, I'd like to know that. Really, I want to know if they were just faking during sex. Are you faking orgasm? That's a big part of it. They all met at the same strip club. Who, the rabbi and the stripper? I'd rather get cucked by Megan. All right, let me see here. We got, all right, so nominated for comment of the episode, Christella with Cuck GPT and It Takes Cuckmo. Oh, that was instead of Venmo. I can't believe I forgot some of these already. And Matty O'Brien, I think, has had the episode of his life so far. This is quite challenging to masturbate to so far tonight. It's the so far tonight that really makes me laugh the most about this comment. So far tonight is so critical to the humor of this line, because the idea of things might turn around and we will get to masturbate to this episode of the podcast, is baked into this joke so well that it's so far tonight seals it up. If he just said this is quite challenging to masturbate to, that's funny. But to masturbate to so far tonight is 10 times funnier. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, everybody. Things might turn around as we get, and look, and Matt confirms I'm getting there slowly. It's starting to turn around. What was it? The rabbi and stripper talk? Is that what you're into, Matt? Wait, a rabbi and a stripper walk into a podcast studio. Oh, now this is either a great joke or it's getting hot. I'm not quite sure. Let's see here. And of course, Maddie O'Brien, cuck me like one of your French girls. Bird and Robin both nominated for the same comment, sharing JSAB's link to donate to the Star Legacy Foundation. Please do that if you haven't done so already. If you got $5, any little bit helps. Click the Star Legacy Foundation link in the description below. Donate $5 under the name Diana Hope. That would be so great if you could do that. If you have the means, please do so. If not, it's totally okay. In fact, if you don't have the means, you could share that link out on your socials, Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and that would be good enough. You know, again, just to raise that awareness, that might stumble on somebody and make a real difference in their world. I've been to a lot of functions with JSABs where she's stolen salads, but the functions where she's not stealing salads and she's raising awareness for Star Legacy and stillbirth awareness, countless people talk about, I was completely lost in the world until I found Star Legacy. And now I feel like I have a purpose, or I have a place, or I'm in a community, or I'm amongst people that have suffered like I have. It's really not, it's wonderful. So again, if you can't give financially, you can give socially by sharing that link that Robin has up on the screen right there. So anybody who wants to do that would be great. For comment of the episode, I'm going to give it to Maddie O'Brien for, this is quite challenging to masturbate to so far tonight. That's, to me, the so far tonight is great. It's just great. And there were so many great ones on the live chat on this episode. You guys are the best. Keep it up. Keep it going. I love all the cuck commentary, or the cuckmentary, if you will. Is just brilliant on this show. You guys make me feel like I'm in the community here, which is absolutely tremendous. So thank you all so much for hanging on a Wednesday. Happy birthday once again to Frankie C. He celebrates his 79th birthday today. He's old as fuck. Please wish him a happy birthday on his social channels or our social channels in the comments of this episode. Again, if you wish him a happy birthday in the live chat, it's wonderful. Go back to the episode and comment on it, because he reads all the comments incessantly. He loves the comments. Big comment guy. Big cuckment guy, too. And I'm sure if he sees a whole bunch of happy birthdays in there, he would love it. Discord people, if you put it in there, he would fucking love that, too. It'll make Frankie C feel pretty good. And that's what we want to do, especially when I finally tell him I did actually bang one of his cousins. He's not going to be happy about that. And I decided this is the birthday to tell him, because he's 79 and he might be dead next year. So any comfort you could bring to him while I bring him that news would be much appreciated. That's it for us. We're back on Friday. Hanging one more time. Daily news, whatever's going on that day, we'll be here with you, sharing that information, some fun stuff as well, as we always tend to do on a Friday. Until then,
show me potato salad.
Enjoy those Thirsty Thursdays, everybody.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.